Good morning, everybody. I'm Rajesh and I'm here for your GS classes. In GS, we'll study today polity, and in Indian polity, one of the most important chapter is sources of the Indian Constitution. Sources of the Indian Constitution. Sources means different countries from where we have borrowed different features into our constitution. If by example, we can say that we have borrowed from British Constitution, we have borrowed from American Constitution, we have borrowed provisions from the Canadian Constitution, from South African Constitution, from Government of India Act 1935, and so on and so forth. So today we will see what are those features which we have borrowed from different countries. To start with is Britain. From Britain we have taken cabinet system. The system that we understand that we have cabinet ministers whenever the new government takes place, new government is formed, there are certain cabinet ministers. So this cabinet system is taken from British Constitution. Then we have got parliamentary form of government. Parliamentary form of government. It means the form of government which is responsible to the legislature is called parliamentary form of government. Then we have taken prerogative writs. Writs, as we understand, they are the major relief by a court to the citizen in the form of an order. And those writs are issued by Supreme Court as well as the High Court. So the concept of prerogative writs has been taken from British Constitution. Then we have got the concept of single citizenship. In India, we have the concept of single citizenship. We are Indian first. So this single citizenship has been taken from British Constitution. Then we have got rule of law. Rule of law has also been taken from British Constitution. It means each person should be given enough opportunity to prove his innocence in a court of law. And no untoward incident or mishap should occur for innocent person. So this has also been taken from the British Constitution. Then we have got collective responsibility. This collective responsibility means when a government is responsible to the legislature, what happens that he is accountable to the lower house, that is Lok Sabha. If against a single minister the no confidence motion is passed, the entire ministry resigns. It is called collective responsibility. And this principle of collective responsibility has been taken from the Constitution of Britain, that is British Constitution. After that, we move on to US Constitution, Constitution of USA. What are the things that we have taken from the US Constitution? First is fundamental rights. These fundamental rights are enshrined in the Constitution of India from Article 12 to 35. And this has been inspired from Universal Declaration of Rights or Bill of Rights by US Constitution. So this has been taken from the Constitution of USA. Removal of judges. Now, the pattern, if I discuss pattern of removal of judges of Supreme Court and High Court, Supreme Court and High Court, it has been taken from the Constitution of USA. Then the removal or the impeachment procedure of the President. Impeachment or the removal procedure of the President. How the President is impeached, how the motion is brought for this, what are the majorities required. So this entire proceeding has been inspired from, has been borrowed from the Constitution of USA. The entire federal system means separation of power, division of power. So separation of power or division of power was given by actually Montesquieu, a political scientist, and it is an essential feature of federalism, separation of power. So Indian Constitution is federal in form but unitary in spirit. So federal formation has been taken from the Constitution of USA. So fundamental rights, removal of judges and of Supreme Court and High Court, removal or impeachment procedure of the President or federal system. This has been taken from the Constitution of USA. Then we have independence of judiciary. Our judiciary is independent, and this independence of judiciary has also been taken from the Constitution of USA. Normally, when we say in India we have an independent judiciary, it is an essential feature of the Constitution. It means the appointment of judges may be under the control of the executive, that is the government, but the removal is not under the control of the government. So long the Parliament doesn't ratify, so long the Parliament doesn't approve the removal of the judges, executive has no control. It is outside the ambit of the executive. So we can say judiciary is independent. Neither the conduct can be the part of the normal discussion in the parliament for judges. That means matters related to the conduct of judge shall not be part of the discussion taking place in the parliament or the state legislature. It is only when the removal motion is brought, then only it is discussed. So they are independent. So independence of judiciary is essential feature for the successful functioning of the democracy, and that is we have taken from the Constitution of USA. After that, we have post of vice president. Post of vice president has also been taken from the Constitution of USA. Post of vice president. So post of vice president has been taken from the Constitution of USA. So we see that from Britain we have taken cabinet system, parliamentary form of government, prerogative writs, single citizenship, rule of law, collective responsibility. From the USA we have taken fundamental rights, removal of judges, that is pattern of the removal of judges of High Court and Supreme Court, removal or impeachment would be the correct word, impeachment procedure of the president, federal system, independence of judiciary, and post of the vice president. These all have been taken from the Constitution of USA. Next we move on to South Africa. From South Africa, we have taken amendment procedure. Amendment procedure. Amendment means change brought about in the existing provisions of the Constitution. Some parts may be deleted, some parts may be added, some parts may be modified. These all constitute the amendment. So amendment procedure we have taken from the South African Constitution. Australia. Next, Australia. From Australian we have taken the idea of concurrent list. Let me tell you, the 7th schedule of the Constitution provides 3 lists: union list, state list, and concurrent list. Union list includes subject upon which the parliament can make law. State list includes subject on which state legislature can make law. But there is third list, that is concurrent list, which contains subject on which both center and state can make law. That is called concurrent list. And this we have taken from the Constitution of Australia. Next is USSR. From USSR we have taken the concept of socio-economic planning, a 5-year plan, and most importantly, fundamental duties. Let me tell you, when the Constitution was implemented, that means on 26 January 1950, this fundamental duties were not the part of original Constitution. This was added by 42nd Amendment of 1976. This was added by 42nd Amendment of 1976. But this entire concept has been brought from the country of USSR, now which is called Russia. Then we have borrowed certain features from Government of India Act 1935. From Government of India Act 1935, we have taken federal scheme, Office of the Governor, emergency provisions, Federal Supreme Court, Public Service Commission, and lastly the RBI, that is Reserve Bank of India. It was established by Government of India Act 1935. Now this federal scheme, for the very first time, this element was introduced by way of Government of India Act 1935. And while we were discussing the Constitution of USA, we included the term federalism. Now, I told you that true federalism is not there in India. It is federal in form, but unitary in spirit. That means, when we discuss about federal system, it means that state governments are more important than the central government. But here the case is opposite. Here there is a division of power between central government and the state government. But here in India, union government is more important than the central government, state government. That means central government is more important than the state government. There is a tendency or tinge towards centralization towards union government. Now this pattern has been inspired from the Canadian Constitution. So whenever we say that federalism with a strong center, it has been taken from this kind of arrangement was made as per the Constitution of Canada. Then we have Irish Constitution, Ireland. From the Constitution of Ireland, we have taken directive principles of state policy, DPSP. As we know that it is a set of instruction given to the state by the Constitution that the state should make law in respect of welfare of the citizens, the restoration of the socio-economic democracy in the country. And this DPSP, Directive Principle of State Policy, was taken from US Constitution. From US we have taken the method of the election of the president. Method of the election of the president. How president is elected, how electoral college is formed, what will be their voting pattern, how the votes are to be counted. So these all, what are the majority required for the passage of the see, when we consider here the method of the election of the president, it means chiefly two things. First, the method, that is proportional representation by single transferable vote, and second, the electoral college, in which the voting pattern as per the quota system and the result is decided. Then the last thing which we have taken from Ireland is nomination of members to Rajya Sabha. So nomination of members to Rajya Sabha has been taken from the Constitution of Ireland. So from Ireland we see the three important features. First is Directive Principle of State Policy, second is method of the election of the president, and third is nomination of the members to the Rajya Sabha. Thereafter, West Germany or the Weimar Constitution of Germany. We'll see Weimar Constitution of Germany. From Germany, we have taken very important feature, that is suspension of fundamental right during emergency. Suspension of fundamental right during emergency. We know that when national emergency is imposed, there are certain fundamental rights which are automatically suspended. There are some of the rights for which a special notification of the president is required. And there are other changes also in respect of the fundamental rights. So when we say suspension of fundamental right during emergency, this concept was borrowed from the Weimar Constitution of Germany. So today we have seen that chiefly these all were the countries from where we have borrowed important features into our Indian Constitution. In our next session, we will study about other important and outstanding features of the Indian Constitution. Thank you.